MSNBC for us with this new ruling that just came out moments ago. Pete, what can you tell us?
So this is a victory for the Trump administration in efforts to provide broader opt-outs for employers who want to opt out, that is to say, not provide health insurance for contraceptive care. Now, you may remember that when Obamacare first came along, there was a carve-out for religious institutions, for churches and mosques and synagogues. And then that was expanded a little bit to apply to religiously affiliated organizations. But the Trump administration had proposed to broaden it out even further, to allow for-profit companies who had religious objections and even companies who have moral objections to decline to offer health insurance for contraceptive care. And today, the Supreme Court has rejected challenges to that. So now the Department of Health and Human Services can begin to enforce these new regulations that women's groups say would deprive about 126,000 women nationwide from being able to get contraceptive care at no charge to them. So it means those women will have to try to go out and get health coverage for themselves to cover those services. The women's groups had said this is very important, that 9 out of every 10 American women at some point in their lives will require some kind of contraceptive care. So this was something that was considered to be a very important part of Obamacare. This is just one little tiny challenge to the provisions of Obamacare that provide only the question of contraceptive care. Next term, the Supreme Court's going to decide a straight-up challenge to the entire Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. But this one is just about contraceptive coverage. It is a victory for the Trump administration's efforts to broaden out the number of employers who now can opt out, who can say, I don't want to provide that coverage because it violates my religious beliefs or it violates my moral beliefs, or I have some kind of conscientious objection to providing that coverage.
Pete, really quickly, and I know that maybe the decision was just posted, but do we have a sense of how the vote played out? Was it as expected, a 5-4 vote?
No, it's 7-2.
Oh, wow.
The two dissenters are, let's see, Justices Ginsburg and Sotomayor. And there was just a few minutes ago, there was another case involving religious freedom with the same vote breakdown. In that case, the Supreme Court said that religious schools who employ teachers are exempt from the normal rules, the civil protections, the laws that protect employees from job discrimination, that those rules don't apply to teachers in religious schools. Now, the court ruled a couple of years ago that if teachers, in essence, provide a ministerial mission, that is to say they are passing along the faith to their students, then that exception applies. This broadens it out just a little bit to say that even if they don't strictly teach just religious dogma, they're also covered by the same exception. They cannot sue for discrimination. This involved 2 teachers at Catholic schools in California. One was fired after she developed breast cancer. The other was fired and claimed that she was fired because she was too old. Their suits were tossed out, and today the Supreme Court said they had no right to bring those lawsuits, that the schools can't be sued because of this religious exemption. So those are the only 2 decisions today. We're still waiting for the big ruling on Trump taxes. We don't know when the last day of the Supreme Court will be yet.
Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Why don't you subscribe? It's really easy. Just click on that button down there. And for more news from MSNBC, click on any of these videos here for the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more videos from MSNBC with our newsletters. Head over to msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up.